I do want this. This right here is going to allow us to have infinite wires, and it combines all of the effects of all the wrenches and the wire cutters, so we don't have to carry around all these tools on us all the time. I definitely want that. That is going to require mechanical lens, a ruler, and some wire. Okay. Go and grab those. Then we can use this with some actuators, some wires, to have infinite wires, actuators. Actually, these items right here, these actuators, I've talked about them before. It's been a long time though. If you remember, if you don't already know about actuators in this game, um, I think I can show what they do with this actually. So let me go and do that. If I right click here, get the option to place down red wires, green wires, blue wires, or yellow wires. So if we want to hook up a bunch of stuff, we can go ahead and do that now. We can do so with different types of wires. We can cut them to our desires. But we also can place down actuators, which, like I said, I have talked about before, but it's been a while. And these can be placed on blocks. They basically act as toggles, make the block visible or invisible. So if I have these actuators here, I grab to make an actuator wand, I believe. Or we can use a lever as well, but let me make a wand, an actuator wand. Ten wires and 10 iron. That. If I take this this wand right here, this rod, basically what you can do is toggle these actuators to be on or off. You can tell whether they're on or off based on if you can pass through the blocks or not. So I can't toggle these blocks up here, these ceiling blocks, or these floor blocks, or any other block for that matter. I can only toggle the ones that have actuators on them. And yeah, they let me pass through the blocks. So yeah, that's all they do. You can use pressure plates or levers or buttons to toggle those. But the actuator rod is primarily what I'm going to use. So we'll go ahead and use that in a minute. I do need them for some of my houses. But for now, let's go ahead and see what we can craft with this. Alright, we get the combo rod. I think I saw this earlier. Need a lot of stuff for this. We have a plant harvester, so that is done. Ultimate liquid manipulator we don't have yet. I said I was going to maybe progress towards getting this at some point, but I never did. So I might want to do that sometime. Infinite Grand Design, we just made that. That is done. The The all-in-one paint tool, I believe we do have that, so that's probably done. The wall rod, can't remember if we have this or not. We might have it. I don't know, we're gonna have to check. Hoixuation rod, which is a bit niche, but I think we can get that fairly easily. We just have to craft all of those. They're all craftable stuff. Okay, yeah, we do have the paint tool and the wall rod. So we just need the liquid manipulator and the hoixuation rod. Let me see if we can build that out of this thing, this actuation rod here. Maybe? Maybe if we make this thing, we can make the hoixuation rod out of it. Let me get some actuators, pressure plates, and some levers, I believe that was. Switches, maybe? I don't know. Let me just get all of it. Yeah, there it is. Alright, there's the improved actuation rod. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So we need a molten hamax, which we do have. We can make another one if we need to. Some more builder potions, gold, or platinum. Okay, so we can do that very, very easily, actually. Uh, oh, we need the gold. That's right. There it is. So the hoixuation rod, it's kind of weird. We don't really need it, but it combines the effect of the actuation rod. So it toggles actuators if we need to. But it also combines the effects of a hammer. So if we take like the other hammer that we have in our chest here, this one. Take the axe of regrowth, and we hit it like find a block to hit it on. This one? Oh wait, no, this isn't a hammer. Axe. A hammer. I just craft another molten hamax right now? Also, apologies if you hear a lot of barking or talking in the background. I think we have company over, something. So that might be going on for the next, I don't know, hour? 2 hours? I don't know. I wasn't told about this. And I still don't have any sound panels, so you know. Probably gonna hear a lot of bleeding, all that stuff. Anyways, if we take the effects of a hammer, like the molten hamax, you can see the hammer changes the state of the block. So it's either a slope or this little tiny platform like that. And the hoixuation rod basically does that for you. So if we want to take like a whole row of blocks like that and change their state, we can do that. If we want to activate or inactivate any blocks. You can do that without the use of actuators now. So yeah, we can choose any of this stuff. This will change the state of the block here. Or we can use the actuators, toggle active or inactive, like that. And depending on what kind of build we have, maybe we want to, say if we want to like stagger the actuators, have something like this. Oops. We toggle it like that, and we don't want to go back and toggle every single one. We want to reverse the state of each one. We can just turn on reverse action or whatever that was, and do that, and it'll do it for us. But yeah, there you go. That's the Hoictuation Rod. Sorry, I went silent there. I was trying to just put my stuff back. Realize it's out of order now. I'll go ahead and fix that in a moment. So I think that's all of the wire stuff done. I don't believe we can craft any of this stuff yet. So we're going to have to wait on that. We can make like the magic storage stuff, but we don't need that right now, so we'll just wait on that. Oh, the decryption computer. Yeah, we do need that. We'll go ahead and build that. And the actuators only make the actuation rod, the grand design, so we don't need any of those anymore. Again, for that combo rod, we just need the what was it? Not the paint tool, but the other one, the liquid tool. That's right. We need a few more items for that, but we can work on that eventually. Okay, so there's that. Let's go ahead and craft this decryption computer. See what we can do with that. Again, this has kind of been a long time waiting for this, so I'm gonna have to remind myself exactly what we're doing here. We need glass, copper, wires, and all this circuitry and all that stuff. There's our wires. I think this might be just enough copper. I don't know if we can substitute tin or not for this one, but got some copper there. Some glass. And circuitry. Be in here. Oh no, do we not have that much? We needed 10 of this one. Oh no, that's not good. Can we craft this stuff? I don't know if we can craft this stuff. Okay, so we do need 10. But I don't know where to get more. Unless we go to search for more laboratories. But I don't know which laboratories we need to find. So, I guess we're gonna have to do that now. Let's see. I think we can craft new seeking mechanisms if we need them. So we can go in and do that. But I think we can just use this one, actually. We haven't found the Underworld lab yet. Found the Jungle lab. We found the Sky lab. We found the Sunken Sea lab. And I think that's it. Yeah. So, we would need the Underworld lab then. We can go and do that. Charge this bad boy up and then head underground, basically. And once we do that, you can craft the codebreaker base, put on this thing. Then we can finally decrypt another schematic. Can only decrypt one, fortunately, but you know, better than nothing. Go ahead and do that. We'll head underground and try to find this lab here. Oh, I should have reforged my stuff. I forgot. That was the one thing I wanted to do before I left. Got the Flurry Storm Cannon. There's that. And let's see, what else do we have? Oh, the Obsidian Shield. I forgot that's not been reforged. Reforge that to Warding. I think that's it for this guy. For this guy, have Cobalt Shield, the mana. Okay, so you're gonna be Warding. Jesus, thank you. Lucky Warding, Lucky Warding. You're gonna be Lucky. Okay. Oh, just it. There we go. Alright. I think that was it. All of these are already done, so that was it. We know. You need the Molten Ham Axe. Get a new one. Alright, let's go now. Okay. So there goes basically an hour of the stream just to crafting some new stuff. We're not even quite done yet, but I believe this was the last thing on our list. I'm gonna have to think of some new stuff to do. Potentially before fighting Deerclops. Now that we're actually in the underworld, I do recall that we should take the shadow key down here. We can explore all these locked shadow chests. We could do that. We could just, you know, unlock all the shadow chests. We could fight Deerclops. I don't know if he's that hard of a boss. We might be able to just beat him before the end of today, to be honest. And we could also start to renovate our housing situation. Because we do have a lot of NPCs right now. And I know we're going to get a lot more later. You know, if we wait to procrastinate on that, I know it's going to be a lot of work later on. So we could do a number of things. Honestly, I'm leaning towards just doing the shadow chests and then fighting Deerclops. There's not all that many chests down here. So we can explore all of those. Maybe find a new weapon for us to use. And then, you know, sell everything else, basically. And then just fight Deerclops. Because again, I don't think he's all that tough. Now, obviously, on this difficulty, I might be wrong, but I've never fought Deerclops and had a problem, so I'm gonna assume still not a problem. Looks like we made it to the lab. I'm just kind of taking a scope of things. I don't think there's anything different in here than normal. It just looks like a normal lab. We've got turrets. We've got all this decoration. Nano droids flying about for no reason, basically. We do have a Hell Forge, of course, because we're in Hell, so that makes sense. Free Hellstone. Okay, let's go ahead and loot the chests. I'm mostly here for the circuitry, so go ahead and grab that. And we don't really need any more of these power cell generators, so I'm just gonna leave them here. Yeah, we just don't need them. Okay. Now, before y'all say anything about that lab, I'm talking to people who have played Calamity before. For all you Calamity fans that know about that lab in particular, yes, I am aware that we get a sword that deals almost 3,000 damage from that particular lab. I'm aware of that, and I'm aware we cannot even use it now. If we were doing like a melee build, this would be amazing, because this is just a free sword we can use after we defeat the Devourer of Gods. However, we are not doing a melee build, so I hate to say it, but I'm gonna sell this thing because we don't need it. It's not a material, and it's only a melee weapon, so we're just not gonna ever use it. It'd be cool for the collection, don't get me wrong, but like we can get this from any world, any Calamity world with an underground lab has one of these, so we just don't need it. Sorry to say, it's gone. Now, I will say, to be fair, I didn't even really think about that before I started the series. So I don't know, maybe if I would have remembered that during episode 1, I would have changed my mind about what build I want for the game. But I'm not going to change my build just because we get a crazy weapon out of nowhere, you know? There's plenty of other crazy weapons we're going to see later on, so we're not really losing that much from selling that thing. You know? So I'm not really upset about it. Alright, so we've got our materials now. We can work with those. We also did get a new schematic and a new piece of lore that I'm going to read right now. This is from the Underworld, obviously. The Underworld is a realm with history dating back more than a millennia. The crags were first settled in Axe. What? The Underworld is a realm with history dating back to more than a millennia, when the crags were first settled. It acts as a glance into both the modern and ancient worlds simultaneously. Prior to joining Yarim's forces, Ajafur, Ajafur was the center of scientific advancement in this world. Explosives, firearms, smithing techniques, and even entire schools of magic have roots in the city. Okay, so this is before uh, the plague or whatever wiped out most of the life in this world. It is doubtless that the city has been largely aided by the fact that forging is trivial in the underworld, along with abundance of food due to Silva's essence dropping down from the abyss above. Interesting. Due to this, it has prospered, even with the occasional attack from demons. Azafur has not existed without consequence, of course. Any society on such a large scale leaves an ecological footprint behind. This can be seen most clearly in the sea far above the city, appropriately known as the Sulphurous Sea. Brimstone fumes become intense enough that... Man, I feel like I can never read these things well. Brimstone fumes became intense enough in the city that they began rising up through the abyss via a process akin to osmosis, and eventually reached the sea. Reducing the pollution in the city creates, particularly from forging. What? What am I reading? Sorry, hold on. Brimstone fumes became intense enough in the city that they began rising up through the abyss via a process akin to osmosis. Okay? And eventually reach the sea. Reducing the pollution the city creates, particularly from forging, is a goal that Yarm wishes for me to prioritize. Oh, okay. I see little need in it, yet it is a field of study few in this world have delved into. I refuse to squander an opportunity for scientific breakthrough. Okay. That's kind of a lot for me. Well, there's more. A particular being here has been the subject of my interest. A massive wall created from biological matter lies in this place created many years ago by the greatest mages Azjafir has to offer. The living being, though only just. It lacks both pain and emotion, brings terror to all who lay their eyes upon it. It is kept protected via high security by the city, and so few aside from the God Seeker's closest allies have had the opportunity to observe it. For as long as Azjafir continues to stand, it is unlikely to ever be truly released. Yet, I do not deny that I would be fascinated to see the effects of its on the world. Interesting. Very interesting.